Hey everyone, Ben here from Lumin Sports, and today I'll be taking you through our new S&C programmer, Lumin Strength. Now, we collaborated with a group of elite coaches from around the world to build this, and there were always 4 key pillars that kept coming up that we felt no one else in the market really covered in one package, which was really easy periodized and annual programming, efficient team programming with easy individual mods, comprehensive reporting and dashboards, and then just a clean, intuitive athlete mobile app. So let's dive into it now. So what we're looking at here is the foundation of all programs, the exercise library. So we have our own exercise library here with over 1,000 different exercises, but you can obviously update what we've got or add in your new exercises as well. So we've built this thing called AI Autofill, which coaches have been loving. So I'll put in an exercise here. If you're adding in something new, you just click anywhere and AI will take over. So it'll fill out the muscle groups, the tags, the equipment, and even the notes and instructions. And it's very accurate. You might want to tweak 1 or 2 words if you use some language that's specific to your environment, but it really should be good to go. You can measure reps on each side here if you want to toggle that on. And then exercise videos, you can use a file from your own computer, or you can chuck in a YouTube or a Vimeo link. It'll all show up the same for the athlete. It'll just populate inside the app there when they're doing the program. So once you've added a couple exercises and you're happy with your library, you can then go onto the programmer itself. So that will be under programs right here. Now, we're very proud of the periodized style programmer that we've built. You can also do self-paced or free-form programming as well. Today I'll just go through into the periodized program. So let's put this in here. You put in your start date, and we'll save that. So this will kick you off into your program right here, and we just want to make it super simple to create your phases and blocks. So let's just keep it simple. You can chuck in any sort of links and notes about what the phase is right here, but I'll just save that phase and off season. There we go. Now, to create your blocks, you simply just add them in here. So we'll just chuck in a couple for demo's sake, but you can throw them into the other phases as well. And now to start programming, you just click on sessions and start planning. And this will be your blank canvas. Now, the thing I really like about our programmer straight away is you've kind of got everything on the one page. You don't have to go back and forth between weeks or sessions. And people who are used to programming on Excel, for example, will really like this because you can see everything. Now, to start programming, you can either add in your sessions here, and you can rename all of these and change the dates, etc. Or you can copy from another program. So if you build another program and you want to put in just the first week of that program or the entire program, whatever you want to do, we'll put it at the start of the block here and copy that in. That'll just pull everything from that program in that week in there. Now, if you did that by mistake or if you put in the wrong week, you can just click the undo button there and that'll remove it. Also have a redo button so you can bring it back as well. So if you are starting from scratch though, this is where you would start adding in your exercises. So we've built an exercise template for you. So when you do add in exercises, this will be the go-to type of exercise that will pull in. So if you normally do 2 warm-up sets with 10 reps, you can just click fill down here to add them all to the rest. And then you do 3 working sets, collect weights and reps normally, maybe you collect RPE usually as well. And you can just save that and that'll be your new template for when you add in exercises. So if I add in a couple exercises here, that'll pull up this template. So you can write additional notes here as well for the athletes, will show up in the mobile app. And then you can also add a lot of different targets. So this is something that's quite unique to us. You can add unlimited targets. So if you want to put in tempo as well, if you want to put in distance, energy, whatever you want, you can add in multiple targets there for the athletes. And so if we go ahead and just add in a few exercises, one thing I'll just note here, which is quite nice, is if you're programming and you're missing an exercise, you don't have to go back to the exercise library. You can just click on the exercise, input it here, use AI Autofill, and that'll just populate everything for you. Reps on both sides, probably not. Save that, and that'll be in your library. So if we just go ahead and add a couple of random exercises in here, just to show you how it kind of operates. You can put it on your different sequences here as well. But essentially the programmer is designed to be very drag and drop and copy and paste sort of style programming. So you can copy this session and move it to another week, or you can assign it to a different day or move it around. Otherwise you can just drag it. So you can either just drag that one exercise or the entire session, and you can create supersets and cluster sets by dragging things into each other. It's really quite simple. Now, one thing that is, again, pretty unique to us is this thing called bulk updates. So if you've just designed your entire program and you need to make some edits or updates, you need to make some tweaks for some other athletes, instead of going into every single sequence or exercise and upping the reps or upping the weight one by one, you can use this bulk update function. So you can do a lot of different things through here. I'll show you just a couple. So if we want to increase target of weight for all sets by 5 and apply it cumulatively, we can do that. And then if we want to decrease number of sets by 1, and then I also want to swap out this exercise for another exercise, you can then filter and apply it to either the whole session or certain weeks or sessions, and then click update. So just a really quick way of updating the program or making tweaks and edits without having to go into every week. Now, a few other bits and pieces to show you here. So you can print programs as well to PDF or to paper as well. So you can get athletes to fill that in on the floor, share it via email on a PDF if they're outside of the Lumin platform as well, which I'll show you how to do that. If we just publish, you can then print and export a session recording form, which will be a nice easy way to fill out the session there. Now, a few other bits and pieces I'll show you on the reporting side. There's a few different places that the data is going to flow into. So in an athlete's profile, they'll have access to this. I'll bring up Jimmy, he won't mind. You've got their strength tab. So this is going to show all of their exercises session, all of their workouts session by session, or you can look up their analytics by exercise or just over a date range. So if we just look at this session by session analysis for starters, it'll show you what program they're a part of, what status they're in, and any alerts. This is very handy if you need to delve into athletes' profiles after looking at this page here. So it'll show you skipped sets, it'll show you comments made by the athlete, and then also any swapped exercises as well. So if I just click into this one, it'll tell you what's happening up the top here, 2 exercise skipped, and then this will be a bit of an overview of the session, and then this will be exercise by exercise. So this will be the raw data here. You'll get some little notifications if there's a skipped or if it's a PB, and then you can also view the charts for those exercises as well. Now, if we go back to the strength tab for James, you can click on this exercise analytics, and so this will bring up more of the raw data down here in the lifts, but then also sets and reps and max weight and volume, and you can filter out by date ranges, by days, by exercise type or name or tag as well. Now, a few other places you're going to see some of the data flow into are these leaderboards. So you can select what exercises you want to show here, because it's the only place that athletes will be able to see other athletes' data. I'm down the bottom here, which is not too nice, but we've got a few other bits and pieces here. So session attendance will show you what athletes have been assigned in their sessions, who's completed them, percentage completed, volume by date range, and you can export this all out as well. We also do have the session by session analysis on more of a group level. So you can see all your athletes in one page instead of their profile. You can click this just to show sessions with alerts, which again pulls up this screen here. Now we do have our team training mode on any tablet as well. So if you need to have some athletes in the gym, they can look at either single, dual or quad view. If you don't allow phones in the gym, this is really handy. They can all submit data at once, and then it's really easy to flip between athletes if you do have more than 4 per tablet as well. Then we've also got obviously the mobile app where the athlete is going to jump into, look at what programs they've coming up and enter in all of that data as well. If you want to look at more information on the team training mode and what that looks like and the mobile app as well, you can jump on our YouTube channel and have a look at them there. But that's the nuts and bolts of the Strength Programmer. A few other bits and pieces in there that you can kind of explore yourself. It can be purchased as a standalone product, or it can be added to our athlete management. Everything sits within the one app for the athletes to make it easy. Different tiers of athlete management system you can select. And one thing to note is our Strength Programmer, whatever tier you're in, you just select how many users you need and you get access to all the features and functionality. We don't sort of strip away. Another thing I'll mention is our physical testing library, which is a part of the Strength package. I won't go into too much detail. You can watch a separate video on this, but essentially is a module for you to collect data, show athlete progress in running tests, medical tests, biometrics, whatever you need. We've got our own test library of exercises, or you can literally add in any custom test as well. You can create your different batteries, and then your measurements is where you actually input that data. So if you're doing 1 athlete at a time, 20 athletes at a time, you would input that data here, and then you'll get a flow on into their profile. They can look at their progress. You can look at leaderboards, you get reports, and some different dashboards as well. We've also got a few integrations that you can set up in the Strength Programmer. So force plates with Vowed and Hawken, or GPS data, wearables, whatever you need. The force test data will populate in here, whatever you're pulling through there. And then one more thing I like to make note of is the way we add to our Strength Programmer and how we innovate. So every month, we're really adding to our programmer. You can have a look at what's coming up and leave feedback and vote on new features as well. So we always like to keep it fresh. The platform you have today is not going to be the same that you have in 2 or 3 months' time.